happening, folks? I appreciate y'all tuning in. Today I want to be sharing with y'all how I run my trot lines, how I set them out, and everything like that. I'm going to cover the gear I use, including the string, the hooks, baits, location, weights. Y'all stick with me. I had a commenter a while back tell me that trot lining is not fishing. I'd like to hear what y'all think about that. Is trot lining fishing or not? Here in the state of Arkansas, it is considered recreational fishing. So I'd love to hear what y'all think about that. I had to tell you that it's a lot more work for me to come out here and run trot lines than it is just get a pole and start fishing. But I do this because it's therapeutic to me. It just gives me a break from the struggles of life and all of that hustle and bustle that you hear way back over there that's going on right there. I ain't a part of it. I don't do this all the time. Y'all probably know that most of the time I spend my time out here crappie fishing. But I do run some trot lines every year. I do some little cat fishing. Just don't do a whole lot of videos on it. Now I'm coming out here early in the morning. This is going to be a 3-trip video. When I do my trot lines, I come out early in the morning, I'll set them out. I'll try to catch some bait. If I don't, I got some cut bait at home that I'll use. And I'm going to be setting out 2 trot lines. Each one of them's going to be 25 hooks a piece. They're about 150 feet long. And I'm going to show y'all that here in a second. And but what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm setting them this morning before it gets too hot. I'm going to try to catch some bait, try to get out of here before it gets hot. It's been sweltering here in Arkansas, but it do have a little bit of break today where it's not got as hot as it has been. Then late this evening, I'm gonna come back out and bait them, and then I'll check them first thing in the morning. And I don't know if I'll leave them out or not, but I don't know. I have to wait and see. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over some of the gear that I use. Here is the trot line that I got. You get these from Walmart. They come in a kit, got everything on it. You got trot line clips, your hooks, swivels, everything. You just buy them. They're about, I think, 150 feet long. I've got 2 of them wrapped up on this paint roller right here. I've got a D-ring that's tied on each end of the trot line. So when I roll this out, when I get to the end of one, it's gonna be hooked onto the other one with another D-ring. So I use that D-ring to tie off with and to hook my weights on. So this morning, the only thing I'm gonna be doing is stretching this trot line out, get my weights set up on them, and that is gonna be it. And then I'll come back this afternoon and bait them. So down in here, I got my weights in here. This is just some old stuff that I had, and I've got, I believe this is about 10 pounds. I've got a little bracket welded on there. I'm not a welder, by the way, but I have a little piece of cable attached to that, and I'll just clip that on to the trot line. I've got another weight right here. This is lead. This is a lead weight right here. This is more for the center. By the way, this is for an anchor on the end of the line. So is this one right here. This is just a piece of steel that I repurposed that I didn't need no more. And I've got this right here. I poured some lead into a can. That's all I did. This may be about 3 or 4 pounds. I've got a trot line clip. I'll just clip that onto my line in the middle. And I'll put one in the middle of each one, and I've got another piece of steel here set up the same way. I don't have a trot line clip on it yet, but I will. So where I like to set up at is I like to attach these below the water, and I like to go to an area that is a natural funnel coming from deep water to a shallow, coming to a shallow flat. And I've got the wind blowing against me this way, so I'm gonna have to be working out of the back of the boat, and I might use my spot lock up there to take me against the wind and the current, a little bit of current. So for Arkansas, you got to have a identification on there. So I've just got these little pieces of aluminum that I've etched the information that I need to have in there. So I'm going to wrap this right around that pylon and put it below the water. So I'm gonna set my line out across this little choke point right here. And I'm gonna count out the number of these little beads. I'm gonna count out to 12, but I'm gonna put my center weight at number 12. So there's 1, 2, 3, 12. So now that I got 12, I'm gonna go ahead and hook up this weight on there. Till I get all the way to the end of that first trot line. So there's my first trot line again. See how I've got them hooked together, daisy chained. So I'm gonna go ahead and stretch this on out across there. I'm gonna stretch this out good and tight before I put the anchor on there. This end piece is just gonna clip right onto that cable, just like that. And stretch this out good and tight here again. I just come over to this side. That's about good right there. Drop it down in there. So there's the other trot line I got on there. And I'm gonna go set it out in a different place. But first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back over there and make sure that that string is down below the water far enough, or I ain't gotta worry about nobody messing with it, hopefully. As you can see right there, it's not near far enough down as I want it. I add a little extra weight to this end, help that go down. Now if you look down in there, I just took it all the way down to the bottom right there, so now I'm happy with that. Somebody still, if they come up in here fishing, they can still see that sitting over there, but I ain't worried so much about somebody getting hung up on it. Now I'm going to try to catch some bait to bring back out here this evening to bait those trot lines up with. I'm going to be going for green sunfish. I got a bait cooler right here. I like this cooler right here. If you dump it over, everything will stay in there. And plus it's closed, it's insulated, and it's just easy to carry around. Definitely made for it. Has a little pump on the end of it. I think I replaced the original one, put a bubble box on there. These have a little net you can pull up, pull out your bait. Net back in there. Now this should not come out a little bit right there, but it ain't all dumping out. Just coming back out this hole right here, so it's starting to get a little bit warm. I'm gonna take these boots off. I wear these boots because sometimes I portage some areas, and it also helps me when I launch my boat. I wade out in the water with these boots on instead of my bare skin, because where I launch at ain't the cleanest place in the world. There's many ways to catch these green sunfish, but my favorite way is to use this magic bait panfish that you get from Walmart. I use half of them. I'll take one of them and then I'll squeeze it in two and use half, and I'll put it on the hook. And what I found best for me, and I've got to go ahead and change this out, is a 1/32 ounce jig head, crappie jig head. So I'm gonna go ahead and change that real quick. So I have this little 1/32 ounce jig head. It's black. Color really doesn't matter. It's just what I pulled out of the box. And it doesn't really matter if you got a loop knot on here or not, because you're not fishing a jig. And you can use a worm on here, but I find that this panfish magic bait works way better. That's what I'm looking for. So them little baits, I'm just gonna take it and pinch it in half. If I don't catch enough green sunfish, then I got some cut bait at home that I'm gonna use. Areas I like to focus is as long as riprap. So I'm just gonna go back up around probably where this log is, maybe a little bit further up, and just work my way along this whole riprap line right here all the way to the corner back over there. The deeper banks seem to work the best. I've just got my crappie pole here. I'm using it. Kind of like a cane pole. There's one right there. It ain't very big, but he'll go on a trot line. Get off of there. He's still fighting. He's still fighting. There's a much nicer one. Not real big, but better than the last one. So I'm just gonna sit here and fish and catch as many as I can before I feel like it's time to go home and get out of this heat. Alright, I am back out here for the afternoon. Gonna bait up these 2 trot lines, and then I'll come back in the morning. So here's what I ended up with today. I didn't catch a whole lot of green sunfish. They were mostly kind of small. Tried to keep them alive. The battery went dead in my bubble box, so they started dying, so I decided to just go ahead and put them in the refrigerator. So there won't be any live bait going on there like I'd hoped to. Also this morning I caught a pretty nice channel cat and filleted him up, and then I got a couple of scrap pieces off of there, about I think 22 or so, the part of the meat that I don't really care much for. And then this is some old pieces of scrap right here that I've had. This is from some channel catfish that I caught. So here's my hook setups. I'm using anything from a 4/0 to a 6/0 circle hook. These are made by Eagle Claw. So when I get that kit from Walmart, it comes with these clips and a swivel, but I always change out the hooks on there to some circle hooks, and every hook is snailed to hopefully get a better hook up on the catfish. So this is a bucket that I made to stow all of my hooks from our trot lines. All I did was took a little skill saw, set the blade about anywhere from 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch depth, and just made some slots all the way around this bucket. This is a thicker bucket right here. It's not one of them cheap Walmart buckets. So I've got 50 hooks on here, and I believe I counted I can store 61 hooks altogether. I'm gonna go ahead and get all of these baited up, and I'll do 25, and then I'll go and just put them all on the trot line. When I do my cut bait, I always make sure I got some skin on there. I'll do 25 hooks.
Alright guys, got my trot line set out. I just wanted to go ahead and give a message of the day. Sometimes our thoughts can be deceptive to us when we may think that we need to go in one direction because more money is involved. We always think we need more money even if we have more than enough already. But God may be calling us in another direction. It does not involve money because it may be something new that we are not used to, and there may be some anxiety from it because we can't see the end of the road. The road includes glorifying God, then it's the right road to take. If it doesn't, it's the wrong road. Trust in God, the creator of the universe. In Genesis 12:1, God tells Abraham, go from your country and your people and your father's household to the land I will show you. Now, Abraham doesn't know where he's going. He's got to keep his faith that God is going to lead him in a direction that is the best for him. And hey guys, if we put God first in our lives, money doesn't matter, nothing else matters. Gonna come back in the morning, gonna run these trot lines, hopefully get something on these. It's just kind of hit or miss for these trot lines for me out here. So hopefully it's gonna be a good day in the morning, and I'll see y'all in the morning. So the next trot line will be clipped onto this one, and it'll be continued to be wound up. But for now, just gonna stick it on there like that till I get to my next one. The truth about trot lining. That's all I came up with today. 2 channel cats out there by the river back here in the bayou. Didn't get nothing on the meat. Probably not the best quality bait. Last time I was in the bayou, I baited in the morning time. Came back, every piece of bait was gone, but I baited up with green sunfish. Today, or last night, baited it in the evening and nothing was hardly touched back here in the bayou. So is this worth it? Well, to me it is. I don't catch a whole lot of fish by doing this, but it gives me a relaxation to come out here and do some work instead of just doing the same thing all the time. I usually do this 2 or 3 times a year. Since this can be so hit or miss with just putting them out and then running them the next morning, it's really better suited to putting these out and running them every 48 hours, leaving them out, putting them out, leaving them out 48 hours, running them, rebaiting. You'd have a lot more success doing it that way. I can't really afford to do it a whole lot, but it just takes so many trips down here to bait, come back and run them, go catch a bait, come up with some kind of bait. But anyway, gonna end this video. I appreciate you guys watching. If y'all have made it this far, leave me a comment, any kind of tips y'all may have. I'd appreciate it. Locations, whatever, baits. Let me know what y'all think about that. And I will see y'all on the next trip. Probably gonna do some pole fishing for catfish. Usually do that every year or two. I usually catch more catfish pole fishing than I do on these trot lines. Anyway, I will see y'all on the next video. God bless.